Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, here we are once again. It's a Friday morning, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and the week goes just so fast. It just only seems like yesterday was a Friday before that. But here we are once again. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. Thank you so much for coming aboard. My name is Frank Allan. And those of you who are joining us for the first time, you're newbies. Well, let me tell you how the show works. We get together each week at this time. We gather with a bunch of friends and of course, your relatives and everyone else that you know. They come here each week and we invite you to come along too. Now, we start the program. Of course, what I do is I get things rolling right now, doing what I do and start conversation going. And you can be part of that conversation too. All you have to do is just use your little fingers and your keyboard on your telephone, on your computer, or even your tablet, right? Just type in whatever you want to talk about. It's right there. I'll see you right there on the big screen. I promise you. And I will, acknowledge you and say hello. If you want to say hello, that's fine. And if there's something that you want to talk about in particular in the conversation or just have a ball with us, just welcome to do that. It's free exchange of ideas and opinions here. And we thank you so much for being along with us. And we're here on 3 different places, right? We're live here on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on Instagram as well, live and in living color, as you can see. And so with that in mind, we invite you to stay with us. And remember that if you're watching us on Facebook, please take the opportunity right now because the show is just getting started. You can tag the show to your friends and let them know that we're out here. They'll see that information coming from you. They'll see that, right? And what they'll do is they'll know it's from you and they'll click on to that notification that you sent them and it brings them directly to us. They'll see you, they'll see me and others who may be coming in watching the show. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, as usual, I always encourage you to go to my YouTube channel. You're right there right now. Subscribe to it. It's very, very easy. It takes this. This is what they call a mouse. And all you have to do is take that mouse and place it on where it says subscribe, click onto it, and that's all it takes. And no, you don't have to pay anything. It's free of charge, and you're just a full-fledged member without any money, without any notes from your parents or anything like that, not a doctor's note or anything. You're free for all. And that'll give you a chance to know whenever we come on live, or even if we post a video of some sort, you'll get notification. That's the whole benefit of being a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And then once you see all of that, all you have to do is click onto the notification. It brings you right to the channel, just like that. No problems. And for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, well, all you have to do is, just to say hi to you guys out there, all you have to do is just follow us each week. We're here each week, 10 a.m. Eastern, if you're in the Eastern time zone. And if you're a different time zone, look at your clock, and your clock, whatever your clock tells you, that's when we're on in your area. And so we invite you to keep telling your friends, keep the word percolating and let everybody know that we're out here. So give us all a chance and we'll get the show started right away. As usual, we get things rolling in just about minutes from now. Brian Camp will be here. We'll have the latest developments in today's world of sports. That's coming up in just a few minutes on Sports Update. That's the name of his show, Sports Update. He'll bring you the latest developments in today's world of sports. That's just a few minutes from now. Right throughout the show, of course, we've got movies. Okay, now those of you who like classic movies, raise your hand. I know I do. Right hand, left hand, it doesn't matter. If you like classic movies and you want to catch up on some movies, well, I have a few movies that I want you to watch. I have them. They're my picks of the week, and they're all on Turner Classic Movies. And we're going to relay that to you later on in the program. There's a lot of things to do. And I hope your weather is fine wherever you are. And speaking of weather, if you decide to chime in on our conversation, please, I only ask you, but it's not something that you need to do. It's not something that's mandatory, but we always do because we like to compare notes with people in different parts of the country and different parts of the world who may experience a different kind of weather from what you have and what I have. Wherever your location is, give us a brief summary of your weather. It doesn't have to be a full weather report. Just let us know what it's like. And this way we can pass it along to other people. And for those of you who are in the New York area, New York City, in that vicinity, don't worry about it, because I will take care of that. I will read that out for you. You have dodged the bullet. You don't have to worry about that. But for the rest of you around the country and around the world, give us your weather forecast. We're interested in finding out. I know here in New York, weather's not going to be that great for the weekend, but we'll tell you more about that later as we go along. So there you have it, all that information I have for you. And so with all of that, we would like to tell you also before we go on that all the opinions and view on this station, the views and the opinions expressed on this particular show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media or broadcast facility. So with that in mind, let's do what we do each week, because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So let's raise our cups, whatever your beverage is, and let's kick off this Friday right now. And excuse me while I shoot up. It's great. Cinnamon today. What's yours like? I don't know. Or is it coffee? It could be coffee, tea, cocoa, hot chocolate, whatever it is, enjoy it with us. Now, a lot of you people may be at work right now, and you're hanging around the water cooler sometime and just exchanging ideas of opinions of what happened last night or what you saw last night. And a lot of you are on your coffee break. And if you are on your coffee break, and usually they give you 15-minute coffee breaks. Do they? I don't even know. I haven't been in a corporate world in years. And I do know when I was doing corporate work back in the old days, and I was young too. I was young and tender. And they used to call me a tenderoni. Anyway, back in those days, they used to give out coffee breaks in the office. Guys with their suits and ties, they used to go out there. The guy used to pass by in the hallway. You could hear the bell ringing, ring, 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 ring. And that was a signal that he was out there selling coffee, bagels and rolls and donuts and everything. And you just walk out of your office, he's in the corridor, and you just purchase whatever you do. And then you go back in and you mingle with your coworkers or whatever. Hey, why don't you do that instead of doing that? Why don't you sit at your desk at your computer? Because back then we didn't have computers, so we didn't have what you have today. Go at your computer and continue to enjoy the show. Stay with us. And when the coffee hour is over, you're still at your computer and you can work and watch the show at the same time, something like I call multitasking. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being along with us. It's going to be, we've got a lot to talk about today. We'll get into some of whatever you want to talk about as well. And of course, we'll just keep things rolling. If you're just joining us, again, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. It's now 10 minutes, I would say 8 minutes. We're moving pretty quick, but it's not quite 10 minutes yet. It's 8 minutes past the hour right now. And so tell your friends and keep them abreast and let everybody know where we are, okay? We really appreciate that. Last night on the show on Talkback Live, we do have another show that comes on Thursday night, and I'd like you to get acquainted with that too. I'll tell you more about that before the show is over. It's called Talkback Live. Last night on the show, when we opened up, we talked about Jamie Foxx. I just want to, repeat that. Now, maybe some of you guys out there know what's happening, what the status is on Jamie Foxx, because the last time I look back, Jamie Foxx was in the hospital. Remember when the news came out, Jamie Foxx was in the hospital. He was in ICU. He was on life support. And at that particular time, when I got that notice, I didn't say too much about it because it wasn't really hardcore notice. You didn't hear it all over the place. I mean, I saw it on the internet and that's all. And so, me, what I always do, I like to keep going and keep making sure that these stories are true, because of course, a lot of these stories that come out, they're not true. And what I wanted to do is that I wanted to check out other news medias and check out the legitimate news people instead of Facebook and YouTube and all of those, because sometimes they have a tendency of circulating false claims or false stories. And so I looked, and I didn't hear too much about it, but I said, okay, I'm not going to talk about it on the show at that particular point because I don't know if it's true or not, and I don't want to deliver any kind of news that weren't true. And so what happened, we found out later that, as I looked, there were more stories about it. I saw an interview one day with Martin Lawrence, comedian Martin Lawrence, who they're all running buddies, they're friends, said that he heard from Jamie Foxx and he was doing well. And then the story went back to where it was initially, that he wasn't doing well. He was still in the hospital, ICU. And then another story came out, and that story came out last week, and it came out through his daughters, allegedly that he was okay, he's home, and he's recovering, and he's doing well. So at this particular point, I still don't know what to make of the story. I still haven't heard too much about it. Most of the stories that I hear about is on Facebook. And so I want to make sure that this story is legitimate, that Jamie Foxx is really okay, and that I'm just hoping that what his daughters put out, that is true story, that he's home recovering and doing well. That's what I'm hoping, but again, I'm leery about the story. I don't know. They didn't make too much about it. Usually Jamie Foxx is a high profile person, so you figure that the story would be like all over the place, blasting all over the place where you can't even escape it. And it wasn't that kind of a story. So I'm still wondering. Now, those of you who may be out there watching, if you know more than I do about this, I would appreciate if you give me some kind of insight on it, on what you actually know about it. And this way I could pass it along to other people and let them know about it, because it's something else. I want to say hello to DJ Pete out there. DJ Pete, good morning to you. Welcome to the coffee hour. You're going to hear from DJ Pete later on in the program as well. And so that's the news. That's the news. And we're just hoping that everything is okay with Jamie. Jamie is going to be doing fine. And we look forward to his recovery, if that's the truth, that he's in the hospital or if he's home. And I hope the latter is more of the truth than anything else, that he's home and he's recovering. So there you go. Okay, again, you're just joining us. Well, you're a little late. You're a little late if you're just joining us. The name of the show is called the Coffee Hour. And we're here, and we invite you. We'd like to thank you for inviting us actually into your homes, into your offices, where you work, where you reside, or where you play. We'd like to thank you so much for being along with us. Now, again, if you're going to join in conversation, give us a little weather forecast for what's happening. And we would certainly pass it along to other people. Now, again, those of you who are living in New York, don't worry about that. I have that information myself. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pass that along right now. So you guys in the New York area, don't worry about giving us your weather forecast. We got 62 degrees. That's what we have right now. And I mentioned earlier that the weather forecast in New York is not going to be that great for the weekend. It's not going to be a total washout, I don't think, but the last time I said that about 2 weeks ago, remember New Yorkers, remember we had all of that rain. It was coming down heavily and it wouldn't stop. It continued into from Saturday, heavy rain pouring down, didn't stop, nonstop rain, even into Sunday, but it managed to subside when Monday came along. Anyway, this is our weather forecast. This is what we have today. We hope that you stay with us. And again, give us your weather forecast when it comes along. So here we go. Here's Friday. This is Friday's weather forecast. It starts out okay. It's going to be sunshine and clouds mixed together. No rain in the forecast today. We'll have a high around 67 degrees. Winds will be south-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Very good. Not bad, right? The sun is out right now, as a matter of fact, as we speak. Well, let's see. For tonight, partly cloudy skies. Not bad, right? Not bad. But the partly cloudy skies this evening, and will give way to occasional showers. Okay, here we go. And the occasional showers will happen overnight. and of course, that's, I don't know. It's not good news. Not good news. Anyway, occasional showers overnight. We'll have a low around 57 degrees. Winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be 40%. So that's not a bad chance of rain, 40%. So that's not a lot of rain. But when we get to Saturday, we got rain coming along, potential heavy downpours, heavy rainfall. And we'll have a high around 65 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. Chance of rain will be 70%. And rainfall near a quarter of an inch. Messed up my Saturday. I have to stay home. All right. Listen, things change. Things have a tendency of changing, so we don't know. Maybe it'll be better. And this is only for New York, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, for Saturday night, showers in the evening, then cloudy overnight. We'll have a low of 58 degrees and winds will be west at 5 to 10 miles per hour with a 50% chance of rain for Saturday night. A dampened your outing for Saturday night. Okay, here we go. Just in time for Sunday. Here we go for Sunday. Just in time. It gets better for Sunday. When Saturday we get all that rain off. Just for Sunday, interval clouds and sunshine. No rain in the forecast for Sunday. But then again, look on the bright side. If you're going on an outing, you're going to church or something like that, you can wear your Sunday best and you won't get wet. High 79 degrees, winds will be northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that's our weather forecast in New York City. And our weather forecast, not great, but we still have 72 degrees outside. And that's the way it looks. So I hope your weather is much better than ours. I hope your weather is much better than ours because we're not. I don't know. I'm going to have to play it by ear because the weather has a tendency sometimes to throw us a curveball. We'll see. But we're speaking of that weather forecast. We're going to find out what's happening in Charlotte, North Carolina right now, because Brian Camp is here with us. And he's got the latest developments in today's world of sports. Usually Charlotte is one of those places where you can do outdoor barbecue all year round, even if it's cold. I mean, that's what Brian does sometimes. That's what he says, But anyway, Brian is here. And he's got the latest developments in today's world of sports. And I don't know what's on the horizon in the sports all weekend long. Baseball, there's a lot of baseball, of course, because this is the baseball season. But we're here. Brian is there in Charlotte, North Carolina. So how's it going?
I'm doing great. You got me in 3 minutes early, huh?
Yeah, I figure we speed it up a little bit today.
Okay, that's okay. Always got to be ready. I was watching some of the sports shows of last night's game, and they are very critical of the Lakers and LeBron James, and what a game it was. The Lakers lost. I might as well lead with that. They lost. They down 2-0 to the Denver Nuggets. They lost 108 to 103 in a disappointing game that the Lakers played. They had that game in hand halfway through the third quarter, and then they fell apart. The Denver Nuggets woke up and decided to play their style of ball. When you play in that type of environment with the altitude in Denver, Colorado, it takes a lot out of you. Mm-hmm. And by LeBron James being 38 years of age, it really, it's really a lot on him. That wears him down. And, you got to be used to that kind of altitude. And a lot of the visiting teams that come in to play the Denver Nuggets, the Broncos, or any type of sports out there in Denver will have altitude problems. You have to wear a mask. And you probably see in football games, a lot of the players are wearing a mask because they're trying to catch their breath, So it's really tough. It's really tough out there. But there was an exciting game on ESPN.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing to do, especially with athletes. You're working out and you 90% of the time you're using your wind, right? And to have a mask over at the same time. And that's one of the reasons why I can't understand when I go to the gym in the morning, I see people, lifting weights and doing strenuous exercises wearing their mask. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it has a lot to do with COVID too, but on the other hand, they might have some kind of congestive problem as well in breathing as well too. I've learned to pace myself. That's why you see that old story about the rabbit and the tortoise.
Mhm.
You know, it's not how fast you start, it's how you end up winning. You got to pace yourself to the finish line.
That's that old cartoon. I remember that.
Yeah. Even though Bugs Bunny was had because it was 10 turtles at 10 different locations up ahead, and Bugs Bunny was going crazy. What's happening here?
Yeah, and something, when first time I saw that cartoon, I said, good for the turtles, because Bugs Bunny has a way of conning people too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, Bugs Bunny is the best. But good morning to you and everybody out there who's listening. Hope all is well out here, out there, everywhere, global, nationwide. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves as we start off our weekend. It is 62 degrees out here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, going up to only 72 degrees. But it's going to be cloudy all day. I think after the show, I just might take a nap because it is dreary out there, cloudy. It's the best sleeping weather anybody can have, but right now it is cloudy. It's going to be in comfortable temperature, 72 degrees, which is comfortable, and we expect to hopefully have a pleasant weekend. But in sports, added on to the NBA. Speaking of the NBA, last Sunday, Memphis Grizzlies star suspended Ja Morant for all off-season team activities. A couple of months ago, he was shot in a video where he had pulled out a gun, flashing it, and the league suspended him for 8 games. Well, pending on the league's office review of the video that surfaced over last weekend, same thing. Less than 2 months ago, he will meet with Adam Silver to discuss what may happen with him. We don't know, and a lot of people has been saying, just give him half of the season off, give him 40 games, hit him where it hurts, hit him in the pockets. Now, he did not commit a crime, believe it or not. Some states have different gun laws, but with all that's been going on, the mass shootings in schools, in malls, everywhere, there has to be a point where it has to come to an end. Who's to say this may happen again? He might get himself shot. He might shoot somebody. We don't know. He's 23 years old. That's no excuse. He's a grown man. He's making that kind of money. If you can't enjoy yourself where you have to have a gun, why don't you hire bodyguards, hire professionals, because you are the face of the NBA. You're the face of many kids that look up to you and everything. There's going to be a complete story more and more about this coming up, but guns are dangerous. There's an old saying that one side says guns don't kill, people kill. Well, somebody got to pull the trigger. So, you could hurt somebody with your words, but it's up to you whether that you kill somebody by pulling the trigger, which is lead to fatal consequence. So let's be smart, everybody. Let's be smart. Let's think. I know both sides, the left and the right, they're at it. I don't get involved with neither side of them. I don't show no loyalty to neither party. We just pray that our country still stands. In the NFL, a group led by Josh Harris and the co-owner of the NBA's Philadelphia 76ers and the National Hockey League New Jersey Devils reached an agreement to buy the Washington Commanders from owners Dan and Tanya Snyder. The group agreed to pay a record $4.5 billion for the team. And Daniel Snyder has been under the fire. It's been over the last couple of years because he's been having a hostile work environment where being very sexist and very racist, and it's making people feel uncomfortable to even be around him and to work. So the NFL and a lot of fans have been trying to get him to sell the team, and they want him out of the NFL. Well, he finally got a buyer, and let's see what happened. This day in sports, May 19th, 1935, NFL adopts an annual college draft to begin in 1936. That's what we just saw recently with the annual draft of college players going into the NFL. 1960, San Francisco Giant rookie Juan Marichal in his debut, one hit the Philadelphia Phillies at Candlestick Park. I should say Windy Candlestick Park. 1962, Stan the Man Musial breaks Honus Wagner's nationally record of hits with 3,431. Birthdays today. 1928, Dolph Schayes, NBA Hall of Fame center, born in New York City, New York, the Big Apple. 1942, Curly Neal, basketball guard, Hall of the Harlem Globetrotters from 1966 to 1985. Yeah, he played with them for a long time, was born in Greensboro, North Carolina. 1984, Rick Cerrone, Major League Baseball catcher, born in Newark, New Jersey. And Kevin Garnett, NBA Hall of Famer, power forward, was born in Greenville, South Carolina. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a brief report on sports as we head into the weekend.
I guess if Malcolm X plays sports, I guess you would have announced him too, right? Today is his birthday.
Today's his birthday. Okay. But he didn't play sports, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Happy birthday to the late Malcolm X.
Yeah. But getting back to the gun-toting basketball player, right? It's not a good thing for him, and a lot of, like you say, a lot of these kids growing up and they watch these people and they look up to them, because I remember growing up as a kid, all of us had our favorite sports person, right? And whether it's baseball, basketball, I was a big fan of Willie Mays. And Willie Mays was a good role model for kids, because you never hear him get caught up in scandal. You never heard of him.
Sometimes I get into these debates on these baseball sites. Yeah. Willie Mays was a snob. He didn't care. He wouldn't sign my autograph. Some of these adults act like children. They get starstruck, and if the athlete don't want to sign an autograph, he's this, he's that. Yeah, what are you doing? Come on.
That's not immoral. What's immoral if he was, let's say, caught holding or toting a gun or something like that, or beating his wife or something like that. That's immoral. But none of these players, none of these major league players, baseball, football, basketball, they are not obligated to do that. They're not
at all.
Give you autographs.
And would you blame these athletes when they go to these, whether you're playing basketball, baseball, football, the fans, because when they start getting a couple of beers, they start shouting profanity, they talk about their families and everything. I wouldn't sign an autograph either.
Yeah.
Act like an adult. Don't act like a child. That's why I don't blame athletes for not signing autographs.
Yeah. I remember as a kid, after the Yankee game, we used to always hang out at the Yankee game. Right after the game, we used to always hang out in front of the exit where we see the players come out to seek autographs. Back when I was seeking autographs, and I ran into Joe Pepitone, and he was in his car. He was pulling out of the parking lot, and I asked him for an autograph, and he says, "No, son." He says, "I have to leave. I really got to go." And I was kind of hurt, but you understand these people are human beings. They do have lives outside of what they do. Al Downing was one of my favorites pictures of the Yankees, right? I asked him for one. He wasn't going to give it to me at first. And then later on, he just broke down and just gave it to me, Mm-hmm. But, you got to understand, you may not understand that at that particular age, but when you get older and you get into adulthood, you can understand, that, you just don't get it. And a lot of people say, "Oh, hey, can you sign this for my kid?" And if he doesn't sign it for your kid is not there to receive it anyway. But why would it hurt you if you're an adult?
Just like when Bud Harrison almost ran us over at Shea Stadium with this station wagon car after the game. We was trying to get the players to say hi to us, but it is what it is. I'd rather take a picture from a long distance. That a picture will will go carry a long way than a signed autograph.
Yeah,
Because athletes don't want to be bothered. You know.
Besides, I'm not an autograph kind of a person anymore. Anyway, sometimes they give it to you. I remember Reggie Jackson gave me one, but it was a photo that him and I took together. And he said, "Do you want me to sign it?" I didn't ask him. He says, "You want me to sign it?" I said, "Okay, why not?" So he signed it. But other than that, it wasn't that I just went over to him. But they have lives. These players have lives. They got to get home to their families. They have to do this.
Yeah.
And that. So we have to understand that. But as far as that, the scandal of the basketball player toting the gun, and these kids look up to you, they're going to want to do the same thing. They're going to say, "Hey, that's the way they do it. Oh, hey, let me get me a gun. I'll get me a pistol too."
That's right. That's right.
And you would figure sports figures, I don't want to hold you too long because I know you got to go. You would figure sports figures would understand with everything that's going on right now, they would step up and maybe, maybe record PSAs and saying guns are whack or something like that. See, high profile people will be listened to by kids. Sports.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Sports figures, they ought to go and do some PSAs. They don't get paid for them, but it's like another contribution to the community. And they could always go back and say, "Hey, guns are no good," and they could show videos of what guns could do to you, just like they did with drugs. They said drugs is whack. When Nancy Reagan, she was the
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they listened to Nancy Reagan.
They sure did. Yeah.
And it's the same thing with these people. They should go out and do this because the politicians are not doing it. You got a whack job that's running for president. He's not going to do it. As a matter of fact, he's encouraging it with his cronies and all of these other people that he hang out with.
Well, the politicians, all they want to do is keep their seat in office. That's all they want to do.
That's what they want. They want to keep this.
That's all they want to do.
And these gun-toting politicians, they go around and get on the air. Some of them, not all of them, they get on the air and brag, "Oh yeah, I own a gun too." Listen, something? I'm not going to let you know if I own a gun or not.
Exactly.
I'm not going to let you know. Break into my house and find out.
Yep.
I'm not going to let you know. These guys, they brag about it, they get on, they make their stupid Christmas cards with their families around them. And with the AM-15s, toting the AM-15, smiling, like everything.
Yeah.
But again, they should go out. The heavyweights in the entertainment industry should go out and do that kind of thing. Say guns are no good.
That's right. Absolutely.
Let them do it. That's about it. We also wanted to talk about superstar Billy Graham.
Yes, we spoke briefly about that. He was one of the most colorful, recognized wrestler of all time. He always used to brag about his 22-inch bicep. He made wrestling. Him and a lot of these flamboyant wrestlers like the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and all these guys, and the villains. Let's keep it real. The villains was the one that made it really work.
Yeah.
So it was so sad to hear about his death. He was one of my favorite wrestlers. He was both a villain and a hero.
Yeah.
Because wrestling, they switch it up and everything.
Yeah.
And Bob Backlund. Remember Bob Backlund and Bruno Sammartino and it's like the guys from Texas, Terry Funk, Dory Funk Jr. Those wrestlers, those were the wrestlers that I used to like.
Well, superstar Billy Graham was the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour.
To be sour. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you got Ric Flair. Woo!
Yeah, all of those guys, right?
He's still alive though, Ric Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair's still alive. His daughter wrestles now, Charlotte Flair. And they're from I think they're from your hometown where you are now, from Charlotte.
Yeah. Okay.
At least Charlotte Flair is from Charlotte, North Carolina, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's not even her real name. Charlotte wasn't even her real name. It's just the fact that she was from Charlotte, so she used the name Charlotte Flair.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I gave you a lot of time because we did come on early, so I'm going to let you go and get your little rest.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And
And everybody have a safe weekend. Enjoy. Pete, good to see you and hear from you again. And everybody be well. Stay safe.
okay, see you next week. Take care. That was Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Always something to talk about in sports. I can go on with sports for ever and ever and ever. You know, one of these days we're going to make gonna get a sports show going. Talk nothing about sports, especially for you guys who love sports. You probably tune into that. Maybe sometimes we'll have specialty shows, you know, for sports. We can talk all sports, and then we can talk all music, and we could talk all radio, we could talk all TV, whatever, all kinds of entertainment stuff. I'm just throwing it out there. You know, I didn't say it's going to be that, but we'll see what happens. Hey guys, if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And my name is Frank Allan, and of course, I'm going to be with you for the balance of the hour. We're going to go to the top of the hour, and then that's going to end everything. But we want you to stay with us for the balance. Again, for you guys who are watching us on Facebook, take the opportunity, whatever little time that we have left right now, take the opportunity and tag the show to your friends right now and your relatives. You've got a lot of friends on Facebook, I know. So all you have to do is just tag those friends. If you can't tag them all, because you have like thousands and thousands of friends, I know you're that popular, right? You have thousands and thousands of friends. So what you want to do is maybe take a selective few and tag them, and they'll see the notification. And what they'll do, they'll come by and see us, because when they see a notification, they'll click onto the notification, and it brings them directly to us. Right here, they'll see you, they'll see me, and everybody else who are watching right now. So there you go. And again, we've got more later on in the program. We've got coming up the movies that I promised you. We're going to be talking about those. I have those for you guys who want to catch up on some of your old movies, right? Movies that, and if you're going to be in a town where there's going to be a lot of rain, like we're going to be getting Saturday here in New York, or if you're in Charlotte, North Carolina, where it's cloudy, and Brian, he likes to rest up on that. So he likes to rest up on that. So if you're in a climate where the weather's going to be cloudy and you have nothing to do outdoors, or you can't do anything outdoors because of that, it's a good time to catch up on some movies. And I love doing that. I love doing that. And I may be doing that myself this weekend, because it doesn't look like it's going to be a lot of great sunshine outside for Saturday. And Saturday is one of the days of the weekend that I really like it to be like sunny, so I can get out and enjoy, you know. But listen, the best is yet to come. Best is yet to come. And we'll be looking forward to all of those things coming up in the near future for the days of going out and barbecuing and just enjoying a lot of things. Just one little note too, you probably heard about, this was in the news, I'm not going to linger too much on this, but this is just in passing too. You heard about the situation, and those of you people are keeping up with the politics of it all. And you know, sometimes you want to hear about it, sometimes you don't want to hear about it, but you know that Ron DeSantis, he didn't throw his hat in the ring just yet for running for president of the United States. But from what I've seen on TV these days, it's not looking good for him. And you know what he did this past week, he signs a bill to defund diversity programs. And well, I don't have to tell you what that means, you know, but that's only in the state of Florida. But so we don't have to worry about, let's say, for instance, some of the African-American museums, or even the museum in Washington, D.C., the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. What do you think he would do if he became president? What do you think would happen to those places? That's an interesting thought. What do you think would happen to those places? But right now, it doesn't look good for him. And then the beat goes on, and you're just going on and on and on and on. And two, they're still talking about that town hall meeting at 345/666 Beeston Carnet dug himself another hole. Now he's more likely to come up with another lawsuit from E. Jean Carroll, who already sued him already. She's already getting $5 million. Maybe she'll get another $5 million. And he continues to defame her. And so the beat goes on. And that town hall meeting, again, I have to go back to Caitlin Collins, who have been she was the moderator of the town hall. Now, I mean, she's getting a lot of flack, but at the same time, me personally, I want to congratulate her for doing as good as she did for what was given to her. And so many things. And the town hall meeting, by the way, a lot of people in the audience, most of them, they were Republicans, and they were coached. Those people in the audience were coached. They were told, and they had to be told by CNN because they were the ones that put on the town hall. They were told, you can clap, but you can't boo. All right. And that puts, 345/666 beast incarnate in a position where, okay, I got these people, they're rooting for me, they're laughing at my jokes, so it's all good. But they're still getting a lot of flack, and they're still talking about the town hall meeting. But I'm not going to be talking about the town hall meeting anymore. I just wanted to throw that out there for those of you who have been keeping up, and maybe you haven't been keeping up with it, just to let you know what happened with that. Anyway, we're going to continue. We've got more things to come along in the program. And again, those movies are coming along, but right now, we're going to link up with Portland, Maine, because DJ Pete is here with us today, and we're going to find out what kind of entertainment information he's got for us today. Good morning, Pete.
Good morning, Frank. Is this working? Yes, we are working. How are we today?
We're doing good.
Awesome. Great to see you again. Sorry, I've been working really busy the last few weeks.
I'm angry at you because you're making money. You should be doing this, and I should be working doing what you're doing.
Come on up here. It's great union work. We had Fiddler on the Roof, the Broadway tour, come to Portland. And early May is like graduation season. So we've had a lot of colleges and universities with graduation. So we've been busy, helping them out do that for them.
So the Fiddler on the Roof, that's a tour that goes to other cities as well?
Yeah. It was a Broadway tour that was traveling around the U.S.
Okay, and were you the first one to get it, or they're still moving around?
It's still moving around. I'm not sure what their schedule is, where they started it, but yeah, it was a great cast, a great crew they had, and it's a great show. I've done it locally here in Portland about 30 years ago or so at a little theater. I did lights for it here. This time around, I was on props. So I was on around the stage most of the time. So it's a good show about how the Jews in part of Russia got moved out, got kicked out, and this was during the Tsar era before the communists. So
yeah. Well, I keep those history making programs coming along. We don't want anybody to ban them. Just like coming along.
No. So I got a lot of names this week. We're going to start with Bobby Darin, born May 14th, 1936, American musician and actor. Did jazz, pop, rock and roll, folk, swing, and country music. Some of his famous tunes: Splish Splash, Dream Lover, Mac the Knife, Beyond the Sea, and a whole lot great more there. We're going to continue on with Liberace, May 16th, 1919, American pianist and singer and actor. His brother was part of, I think, his managers in some ways also. Funny guy, a lot of great music. If you look up Liberace and what he did back in the day there. Let's see, who else do we have here? Woody Herman, May 16th, 1913. American jazz clarinetist, saxophonist, singer, and big band leader. He had his own big band during the 1940s swing era. The leading group's called the Herd. Called him the Herd. He was came to prominence in the late 1930s and was active until his death in 1987. His band also got many Grammy nominations. Let's see, who else do we have here? May 18th, 1912 is Perry Como, American singer, actor, television personality. During a career spanning more than half a century, he recorded exclusively for RCA Victor for 44 years. And recorded primarily vocal pop and renowned recordings for easy listening. Some people called him Mr. Relaxation because of his style. Also, Mr. C, he was nicknamed. Also, Mr. Como. Who else do we have? Excuse me. Big Joe Turner, May 18th, 1911. American singer from Kansas City, Missouri. Some of his favorite famous tunes: "Shake, Rattle, and Roll," "I Got a Girl." He had a bunch of music. He had a lot of great music. He started actually in the mid '40s, I think, doing some great tunes there, and then refined his jump blues sound into the early '50s. "Shake, Rattle, and Roll," Bill Haley and the Comets covered that with their own version of that. Big Joe Turner considered, and many people considered him the grandfather of rock and roll. Giving birth to that sound into the 1950s with like Bill Haley. Pete Johnson was a pianist who he worked with a lot. He had a really great sound on the keyboards there. Who else do we have? May 19th, 1945, Pete Townsend from the rock band The Who. I actually got to see them once. English musician, co-founder and leader, guitarist, and second lead vocalist and principal songwriter of the band The Who. One of the most influential rock bands of the 1960s and 70s. Due to his aggressive playing and style and innovative songwriting techniques, Townsend's works with The Who and in other projects have earned him critical acclaim.
He's a young man today. He's 78 years old.
He is. He's
a young man. He's a baby.
Still is a baby, yeah. But he was a great musician. And he did a recent thing on their social media channel about The Who. And one of the funniest things is, he's like, people ask questions. Are you related to the Guess Who? No, he's not related to the Guess Who at all. It's kind of funny how he did it. Anyway, Pete Townsend, great musician of The Who. Let's see. We're going to continue with Georgie Auld. A-U-L-D is his last name. May 19th, 1919. Jazz tenor, saxophonist, clarinetist, and big band leader. Worked with a lot of great people like Artie Shaw, Benny Goodman, Billy Eckstein, Eckstein, Dizzy Gillespie, and many more people there. Had his own great sound back in the day there. Georgie Auld. I have some of his music. It's really fun. Also, May 19th, 1951 is Joey Ramone's birthday, of the punk rock band the Ramones.
Mm-hmm.
American singer, best known for being the lead vocalist and founding member of the band. His image, voice, and his tenure with the Ramones made him a counter-intellectual. Is that right? No, I'm sorry, counter-cultural icon.
72 today.
Yes, he is.
Would have been anyway.
Along with the guitarist Joey Ramone, are the only two original members who stayed in the band until they stopped the band in 1996 there. So happy birthday, Joey Ramone. Also, we have Cher, May 20th, 1946. Sherilyn Sarkisian is her name. American singer, actress, and television personality. Um, you probably saw it. I'm sure Brian saw it, the old Sonny and Cher show in the 1970s they were on. Remember that?
Mhm.
Great show. The media at one point called her the goddess of pop. Um, one of their famous Sonny and Cher songs was "I Got You, Babe," um, and a lot of great other stuff. The let's see, the musical film um, about ABBA's music. What do they call that?
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia. Okay. Cher appeared in the second film, the second follow-up film to that, and had an amazing voice doing ABBA's songs there for that film. Just amazing. She wasn't really my favorite. I mean, as a kid, I watched her a lot, but I do respect her. She had a great career, great voice, and she killed it in Mamma Mia, big time. And finally, I have for this week, I have someone who is not a musician, but he worked a lot with musicians. Milton Gabler, May 20th, 1911, American record producer for Decca Records, responsible for many innovations in the recording industry. These included being the first person to deal in record reissues, being the first to sell records by mail order, and being the first to credit all the musicians on the recordings. That's a big thing because it's, I'm sure you know that a lot of musicians were not credited a lot over the decades for a lot of their work. And so Milt Gabler, some people he worked with was famous Louis Jordan of the Timpani Five, Bill Haley and the Comets for many years. And coincidentally, his nephew is Billy Crystal, actor Billy Crystal. So that's Milt Gabler. That's what I got for this week, Frank.
Okay, Nicole Brown Simpson, the former wife of O.J. Simpson, would have been 64 years old today. Disco singer Grace Jones is 75 years old today. Jazz saxophonist Sonny Fortune, no longer with us. He would have been 84. TV personality David Hartman is 88 years old today. An activist and religious leader Malcolm X would have been 98 years old today. Pete, quickly, give us your highlight there on your show.
Oh, so I'm on WMPG radio most every other Tuesday nights, 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone in USA and Canada, www.wmpg.org. I'm also on radio airwaves online most Thursdays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, radio-airwaves.co.uk.
Okay, there you go. I think you covered everything.
Yeah.
It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, it's great to be back, and hope everyone's doing good. And we got good weather here today. I think I did post it earlier, right? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it off right now, as a matter of fact.
Awesome. So yeah, that's all I got today,
Okay.
Frank.
Just have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. Everybody have a great time. Shout out to Brian. Hope you're doing well. And everybody else watching today, we'll catch you next time here on the Coffee Hour.
Thanks a lot, Pete. Take care. Okay, Pete is his information, his weather forecast. He's got mostly sunny skies. Temperatures about 50. What does he got? 59 degrees. And Saturday, tomorrow, for temperatures low in the 52-degree area. Winds out of the south. Winds southwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Humidity with 69%. That's what he have there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to get in touch with me personally, please do this. Give me a call or shoot me an email if you want to talk about something in particular, or if you want to critique the show, or you have any ideas about the show, or even if you just want to say hi. My email address is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Allan is spelled ALLAN. Prod is PROD. That's short for productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That number again is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Just do that. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We would love to hear from you. I always love hearing from you. If I don't hear from you live here, you could do it that way as well. So again, that email address, frankallenprod at AOL.com. That's frankallenprod at AOL.com. Or the telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Do you like those old movies, those classic movies? Well, I have some for you, my picks of the week for this weekend, for your weekend, right? Just in case you want to add something to do on your weekend, and one of them may be watching old movies that you want to catch up with. Well, I have a few that I want to add to your bucket list of what to watch this weekend. Let's start off from 1957, 12 Angry Men, starring Henry Fonda, Lee J. Cobb, Ed Begley, and E.G. Marshall. Wonderful movie about these guys, these 12 men who were in a courtroom. They were on a jury, and they were trying to decide whether the party was guilty or not guilty. And I'm not going to tell you what the story was. You have to check it out. 12 Angry Men. That's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that at Saturday tonight, overnight, Friday night, Saturday morning at 2 a.m. Eastern. Then you have It's a Mad, 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 Mad World from 1963. That's also on Turner Classic Movies, and it stars a lot of people. There's just too many to mention, but check it out. It's a nice comedy, and it's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And of course, Casablanca from 1942 with Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. That's on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Turner Classic Movies. That's Casablanca. Jezebel. Now, last night I gave the wrong time. There was something wrong, but I straightened it out. Jezebel from 1935, Betty Davis and Henry Fonda. That's on Saturday. That's Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's Jezebel, a great movie. I think you'll like it. And finally, here's something that has an all-women's cast called The Women from 1939. That's Joan Crawford and Rosalind Russell. That's also on Turner Classic Movies, and you can check that out. That's Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. You can go on Turner Classic Movies website, or you can go to the channel and scroll through the program guide, and you might see more movies that I didn't even mention. That doesn't mean I didn't like them. That means these are only my picks of the week. And you can go there and check those out and add those to your bucket list. And if you don't get a chance to watch these movies in real time, you could also DVR them and watch them at your very own convenience. Isn't technology good to us? So you can do that. Also, while you're there, you can check out other movies, movies from the past, from A to Z, a lot of them, when you go on demand, and you catch up those movies that you haven't seen in a long time, or some of the movies that may jog your memory. They're right there. You could also go to networks and find documentaries and all sorts of things. Sports, you like wrestling, you could see those wrestling matches that you missed, and you can catch them the following day because they'll be right there on the network on demand in full. And that's a lot to do. So check them all out. Very good. Okay, let me repeat those movies once again. 12 Angry Men with Henry Fonda, Lee J. Cobb, Ed Begley, and E.G. Marshall. That's Saturday at 2 a.m. Eastern, Friday night, Saturday morning. Check it out. It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. That's also on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's at 10 p.m. Eastern. No, that's at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Jezebel is 10 p.m. Eastern. That comes on Saturday at Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern, Betty Davis and Henry Fonda. And for Sunday, it's called The Women from 1939. Joan Crawford, Rosalind Russell. That's Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Give them all a try. I think you'll like them and enjoy them too. At this moment, this particular moment, starts my weekend. My weekend is officially underway. And I gotta go, but I will be thinking about all of you over the weekend. I hope you'll be thinking about me. And why don't you give us a chance and join us next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. I will be here with Brian Camp with sports, and we'll be talking about a lot of other things. If not, and I hope that's not the case, you can join me next week right here on the Coffee Hour, and we'll be here with more coffee and more talk and a lot of fun. So ladies and gentlemen, enjoy yourself. Have a great day and a great weekend. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with your host, Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant, Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer, Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.